everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. If you're new here, I'm so glad you're listening, and if you've been with me from the beginning, welcome back. Now, in the last episode, we talked about the trot, how it feels, how the horse moves, and how your position matters. Today, we're moving on to one of the most loved and sometimes most confusing gaits, the canter. A lot of riders either absolutely love the canter or feel a little bit nervous about it, and honestly, both feelings are totally normal. So today we're going to break it down calmly and clearly by starting off on how the horse canter actually works, what transitions into and out of the canter should feel like, and how to care for your horse before and after canter work. Let's get into it. Now, what is the canter? So, the canter is a 3B gait. Now, with a moment of suspension, meaning all four of the horse's feet leave the ground briefly. It's smoother than the trot, slower than the gallop, which is often described as a rocking or rolling motion. Unlike the trot, where the horse moves in diagonal pairs, the canter has a leading leg, usually the inside front leg, depending on which direction you're going. So let's talk about the horses what the horse's body is actually doing. Now, in a left lead canter, the order of the legs looks like this. So the right hind leg steps first, then the left and right fronts move together. Finally, the left front leg reaches forward and lands last. Then comes that brief moment where all 4 feet are off the ground. The sequin is what gives the canter its smooth forward and almost floating feeling. A balanced canter comes from the horse pushing from their hindquarters, lifting their shoulders and staying relaxed through the back. When a horse is tense or unbalanced, a canter can feel rushed, flat, or uncomfortable. Now, what should the rider feel? Now, when you're cantering correctly, your body should move with the horse, not against them. Your seat should feel like it's gently flowing a rocking motion. You shouldn't be bouncing or gripping with your legs. Your hips stay loose, your legs stay long, and your upper body stays tall but relaxed. Now, the best advice I can give you is to follow the horse's movement and sit deep into the saddle. Because if you don't sit deep in the saddle, you're going to be up in the air. So it's best to put your heels down, push a lot of pressure into your heels, and really sit in that deep seat. Now, if you ever feel like you're fighting the movement, that's usually a sign to soften your seat, your legs, and your hands. Now let's dive into the transitions. Now transitions are where a lot of riders struggle, but they're also where the moment learning happens. A good transition into a canter should feel smooth, not rushed or explosive. When asking for canter, sit tall and balanced. Keep your inside leg at the girth to ask for a bend. Move your outside leg slightly back to cue the canter and keep your hands steady and soft. Now the horse should step into a canter willingly, without speeding up first. If your horse runs into a canter, that's usually a balance issue, not a disobedience. Now, we are in canter and you want to move back into trot. Now, trot or walk really. And then to come back down smoothly, sit deeper in the saddle, breathe out, close your fingers slightly on the reins and keep your leg gently supporting the horse. Now, you don't just want to drop into trot or collapse forward, a good downward transition feels controlled and calm. These transitions help build balance, strength, and communication between you and your horse. Now, there are some little bit few common mistakes because almost everyone makes them at some point. Now, if some people lean forward, this throws the horse off balance, gripping with knees. This makes the seat stiff. Another one is pulling on the reins. This blocks the horse movements and also holding your breath. Now, yes, this really happens the more than you think. Now, relaxation is the key. The calmer you are, the calmer your horse will be. Now, canter work is more demanding than walking or trot, so proper horse care is really important before cantering, always more warm but properly at walk and trots. Now, let the horse stretch and loosen their muscles and check for tack for comfort and fit. Now, after the canter work, cool the horse down gradually, walk until their breathing returns to normal, and check legs that for heat or swelling. Now, make sure they're also really hydrated. Now, regular canter work builds strength, but overdoing it can cause strain, especially in young or unfit horses. Now, listening to your horse is part of being a good rider. If the canter feels scary or overwhelming sometimes, that's okay. Confidence comes with time, patience, and understanding, not pressure. Start with short canters moments, focus on rhythm, not speed, and remember your horse feels everything you feel. When you trust the movement, the canter becomes one of the most enjoyable parts of riding. Now, the main part of the trot and canter is to wrap your legs around the horse so you have more balance. But don't worry, this doesn't come straight away. It may take a really long time to do. So today we learned how the canter works, what it should really feel like, how to transition smoothly, and how to care for your horse during canter work. Now, in the next episode, we'll be building on this, so make sure you're subscribed and ready. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, ride calm, ride balance, and enjoy the journey.